done and it's messy and it's nice, and I couldn't do my nails because I didn't have money to do my nails, but I love this way of my nails. What else about today's cooking is pumpkin. It's a lamb chop. It's a potato, grilled potato. And then in that, yellow rice with some sauce, very indulgent some sauce. So enjoy the cooking with me. I'm just gonna be very kind in my kitchen. Let me show y'all my pumpkin tea because I love to show the pumpkin and it looks very nice again today. And I have photos on the website also for those of you that love a good pumpkin. That's the pumpkin today. Again, a lovely color. It's fresh from the store, from the grocery store. And when your pumpkin is fresh, I'm sorry that I have to zoom the photos in so much. But when the pumpkin are fresh, then we want the most out of the fresh pumpkin, right? I love my cooking and I love everything about my cooking. And don't look at my teeth because it's lovely, because I love a cup of tea with a good pumpkin. So when we love our pumpkin and we love this lovely yellow color of this pumpkin, then we love it lovely and nice. We're gonna butter it again today and we're gonna do our lamb chop. And I'm quickly gonna do my onion for my lamb chop. And while I do my onion for my lamb chop, what spices are we having in the kitchen today? We're almost by the end of all of our spices. We have rosemary. We have all ground spice, very nice to spice over the lamb. And we have a herb potato. And some salt. I'm going to the chili garden, yes, to check if there's lovely chili. So we are going to take a walk to the chili garden, yes. Let's quickly do pumpkin into a dish so that I can have my lovely. We haven't had picnic in a while. For those who love to look at our kitchen, let's have a different angle today about kitchen. We haven't had a good picnic in a while, everyone. We didn't go to the beach last year. There's a little drop of oil in my pan now, so I need to do speed. Focusing on my pumpkin when I'm preparing my pumpkin. And another thing, I need to have my attention by the pumpkin, yes. Everyone, the $1 Kmart products is lovely. So yesterday I had $3 in my bank account, $3.69. My bank account is nowadays almost every time just like that. And then I had a $3. It's almost a $1 the whole time, but I opened my account because I really have no means of income, no means to support, no means financial support to support my husband in the house. And I went to my bank card because I always go to check if people bought on Stripe.com if they ordered my book. There's a lot of books that y'all can order. It's a magazine, yes. It's still available, the first edition magazine of the year. And by mid-June, we're gonna publish the second edition magazine. And those magazines are still available, yes. Another thing for people that want to order it, you know, fashion stores, nail stores of our business works with y'all. So if y'all have money, then support a Vogue business to order a magazine so that when the people come into the store and they come and do their nails and then they can read in a Vogue magazine. That's for the New Zealand teams of nail stores, yes. One person takes the other person's hand. And y'all don't take the hand in another way other than supporting one another's business initiatives. And that's where the nail shop orders in a Vogue magazine. I print it and I hand deliver it or I post it depending on where in New Zealand the nail stores are at. Hairdressers, the same process. The Vogue falls under the hairdresser function also, under the nail shop functions and businesses. So let's not address our processes in the country for New Zealanders now specifically, because I've spoken a lot I've spoken a lot to the international nation about my AWOKH business. Now it's time for me to realize that recession is not recession. And that people don't run around putting people out of business to put other people in poverty. And so that we learn to support one another. And so that we learn to know, yes, how the world's businesses are functioning and how does the businesses work in the international world. Businesses works if you make Hunt's amount of salary, if your business falls under Hunt business function, and there is photography, entertainment, and there is the music industry, the hotel industry, then there's certain businesses like hairdressers, like nail stores, like restaurant stores that knows exactly where the businesses falls under and what type of businesses has to fund an AWOKH business, right? And when you work with H&M and all of those designers and the H&M designs RIBEA's coats and RIBEA has to go and buy it, then that's probably the business line. We call it a business line. In human resources, we learn about the line, the management line function, and the same with these type of businesses. So that no one runs around the world with paranoia, so that no one sits in argument for an AWOKH business. And RIBEA says, but I sit on my social media myself, and I am really there to say if people can fund my business, then they can do so. And I'm really fine when my husband is financially fine. He's kind of financially fine, right? Yes, he's kind of financially fine. Why? Because he's still employed. He falls under those people that are still employed in the country. Yeah, it's when people talk about him, everyone. Yeah, and that's good for us for now, yes. Other than that, don't sit on it. Don't sit on the egg, Mama Universe always says. Because AWOKH business has been born amongst different businesses. And different business functions needs to know themselves if they find themselves in certain type of businesses. So don't sit on the egg of the husband has got money today. And the husband says, wife, you need to now support. And then sometimes husbands don't say it in a very nice way. And only because of that, we're going to do our lamb today in this spot. Only because husband don't always say it in a nice way. We can't sit on it, you know. Our lovely pen of pumpkin like CC Winans looking pretty on the photos, and RIBEA says, but why are you editing my photos to look worse than the CC Winans? And my next door neighbor, Auntie Josephine, always used to play CC Winans song, and then I would always think, why does he put it so loud, and why do I have to hear it in my house? It's like Rosalind Kamali that stands outside, and by the time that she talks, then everyone has to be outside because you hear her voice. And it's those processes, and I'm very kind in my house, and very kindly people try to humiliate certain businesses and people. And America has been working like that for years because they had different business owners, and they favored one business owner, and they tried to disregard the other. And then they tried that process in my AWOKH business, right? So with editing my photos oddly, when I knew I really want to fashion my hairstyle fine certain times. But auditing the videos oddly sometimes when I knew I really wanted to just those CC Winans processes. And then CC Winans give a glossy smile and everything is glossy and it shines and everybody said, no. When we pan cook our lamb like last Sunday, and then it requires our full attention. When we cook our lamb in the lamb pot, then the lamb Russell hopscotch softens the lamb and it gives you all of those lovely flavors also. That's that. Let's run some lamb. One good thing, everyone, that my husband really did with all kindness. Like I did last month, I've mentioned it to certain people. He really bought again half a lamb that was good for our household. And when you have your Kmart products, and your Kmart product says $1, let me just speak this so long. I've mentioned this before. This was last month when I got that savings that I was employed for and that I saved. And you go to Kmart, not Kmart Pack and Save, And the product is a PAM product, and it costs $1. And there's a PAM Batani in our house and a PAM Babani in Malvina and his family. And RIBEA ELISE sits in the middle of the product because RIBEA ELISE is a Mama Anna Philander house. Then RIBEA ELISE says to a Sagila family that are the PAM Mbatani. Do not disrupt my finances with the PAM product because my Mama Anna Philander education and my Mama Anna Philander Mama Universe means that there was already meant to be Anna products on the south. And the Anna products was really meant to be in RIBEA's kitchen. And this process looks fine, it sounds fine, it seems fine, it can be any PAM in the world. But the education is if our families have part in these communications and it affects our finances and it affects our households, then we are not going to laugh about it. And if our families don't know, then they don't know. This is $1.49. This is a 1.5 kg. But in order for me to buy a $1.49, I for 9 months almost only had $2 in my bank account. And every time I got to my bank account, my finances is in a way that there's only a $2. And one person bought an AWOKH magazine in the year 2023 and only that $13. And I was managed by a world ruling team that really wanted to implement this process, but while oppressing my household. In New Zealand, this was Pack and Safe Communications, and I've said it in the previous Sunday's video. And you get a few of these products, and it's one very nice because you can bake 2-3 breads out of this flour. But you don't need to not have food in your house. And if it's people that are really trying to oppress your house, that not really causes you to have only a $2, then ASB bank account is now this yellow that I'm wearing. And ASB Bank, my bank works along with the teams and they're oppressing my house, they're oppressing my finances, they're oppressing my AWOKH business, and people don't contact your AWOKH business, and it becomes an international disruptive process because I'm required to actually have funds in my AWOKH business, but my AWOKH business runs along a communication that is now a Payme Mbatani and a Payme Mbabani, food on the table from South Africa, that's now oppressing my Mama Anna Philander's house. And my Mama Anna Philander's house has been educated to the international world in a different way. Not to oppress our households, but for the international world to respect our mama's womb and where we are born at in the international family and international processes and functions. So therefore, whoever is managing this process, it is a very oppressive process, and it really costs my bank account to have $1 or $2 for quite some time. I can't agree with the communication of that process. It was really a dysfunctional communication. Other than that, let's put the lamp in. And I went into my ASB bank account to check if my Stripe.com businesses and books were ordered. And my ASB bank account said the whole time, $1. And every time I have to look at the $1 in my ASB bank account. And then I have to think, now what is this $1 about anyway? And then the $1 was oppressive to our house. Lovely, everyone. These are onions quickly going in with our lamb. Put our lamb on top of our onions. And then we add no spices to that. We're going to quickly saute the lamb. While we're going to toast the potato. Potatoes. So yeah, let's not address one another's households, everyone. And don't put products on the market that is now having to be a process. And at the end of the day, a Mother Mary process where some people was appreciating Christmas Day and other people were oppressed and enforced during Christmas Day. So let's not have such Mother Mary processes around RIBEA, ELISE, because I'm a kind person and I don't like people to disrespect my kindness. I like to tell a whole lot of stories. Mother Mary of the Bible. I like to what? I like to, what is that word now? To talk a lot, to explain things. And then Mother Mary was now pregnant with baby Jesus. I just explain things in my own ways. Let's rather say it like that. But remember, when I explain things in my own way, then it's never in my own way that I'm explaining it. And then I'm actually explaining it in a way that it's really being explained in the universeness of how I listen. And then Mother Mary was now pregnant with baby Jesus. And then while Mother Mary was now pregnant with baby Jesus, Mother Mary really didn't have a boyfriend. And then everyone said, but how can this mother be pregnant by the holiness of not having a boyfriend? And then this mother that was now not having a boyfriend or a husband at the time, how could she now not have been having a boyfriend? And then everyone argued around it, and everyone didn't realize that they were actually making a Mother Mary so that they can celebrate the Christmas Day and implement a PAM product like that in a Malvina ISA business to disrupt and AWOKH RIBEA ELISE business. And while everyone was now still implementing a Mother Mary process in the Roman Catholic Church, in Congo, I still have wars today about those processes. And I met a boyfriend who came to me from Congo. He's South African, but he then came, he's colored South African, almost white South African, and he was working in the army. He was a medic in the army in Congo. And then I was sitting in the bar, and around turns RIBEA, and there stands the boyfriend, must know Mother Mary process, around RIBEA ELISE was now. There I met the boyfriend in the bar in my years when I was young. And the day, while I met the boyfriend, there the Mother Mary process was now explained to me in the universeness in a different way, because now I met the boyfriend. He's now standing in Congo wars. He's from South Africa, and the South Africans are deployed into the Congo wars all these years. And RIBEA don't know about Congo wars, and then we learn about our family that's from Africa that's now Mbatanis, and about the Mbabanis that travel to South Africa, and about Mother Mary, who's now Roman Catholic processes. And amongst all of those processes, certain African countries then had wars for years and for generations of times, only to implement a PAM flower in the international world sometimes. Only to implement a Malvina Lachican Abrams that's now growing up with RIBEA in Chicago, Bontebok Street, South Africa, to meet a disturbance in RIBEA's AWOKH business, and because certain people want to overrule their businesses as being better. And certain African families have traveled for years. And then I looked at the process, and I learned that Malvina's family has been all these years running next to our family. And my mama Anna Philander's family was staying in ELISE, California. And Malvina's cousin Daggy moved to Piketberg, where there's also a play from kind of like an ELISE play. And the process has been running so. And RIBEA says, but there's something that Malvina know about the process. Malvina's sister-in-law is a very kind person. But whatever Malvina finds a disruptive in it, if she doesn't know about this process, then I wouldn't be a disturbance in this process. And maybe she really doesn't know about the process. But now India is married into Malvina, and India is now the whole time disrupting RIBEA ELISE now. And India is owning Instagram, and India is messing up my Instagram page, and the people are not there. And I post every day and every Saturday, and there's no one there. As they call it, there's no one in their house. And the process, there's no one there. It's the whole time running around my Instagram. And while India is now intermarried with Malvina, India has now went to go and own England about the Rishi Sunak seat all year round RIBEA, Elise. And while I was still turning around and Mother Mary was now still implemented in the PAM products in my day in Pack and Save New Zealand, and New Zealand also runs with the Malvina office the whole time. And not specifically a Malvina that's now born in what, 1942, but the process that derived from Africa many years ago. And America is also the whole time having a CC Winans moment about your smile being the most glossy and the most shiniest photos of it all. The Bahale Canon purpose story of Donald Trump, yeah. And then RIBEA Elise must now have to look around and tell everyone, and even Instagram my videos, if you all really don't know that y'all are now there's eruption in your businesses around all of these processes, then really it's something to grasp and to slick that pill, and you don't slick a medication that's not fine for you, but to drink that cup and to enjoy it. But if you all don't really realize that y'all are as stubborn as the wars in Africa, and y'all are as disruptive as the communication of my cousin Pam, whose name is also Pam, and y'all stand in the mbabaniness of Africa, or y'all stand in this process of Mother Mary's wars, then kindly, women, step away from your businesses and try to find out how you are meant to manage the businesses so that you are not also a dysfunctional process that runs in wars for generations at times. Because certainly Malvina didn't probably realize her Aisha business is Muslim Aisha woman wars all these years. Certainly she didn't realize there's an Aisha process in the international world. And I mentioned it on my page the other day, so that some people that really doesn't realize they are disruptive, that really doesn't realize what the process are that they're trying to implement, and then it's only called PAM, but then it's really wars, and it's really Saudi Arabia had wars for years, Iran had wars for years, Muslim women had to cover themselves because of people looking at them and saying they look like this process and that process and that process in the international world. And for those type of business owners that really doesn't know what they're doing, it's sometimes fine for us to drink that cup and to be jealous or to get over our jealousy and to go on with our business days. But it's not fine for women to work on those processes, and they're managing businesses and they're trying to disrupt the process that are really so much dysfunctional in the international world of processes and offices. And only therefore we educate and say, everyone, listen to what you all are doing before you all are trying to oppress someone else's business, or before you are trying to be disruptive in RIBEA ELISE's day that only looks like a RIBEA ELISE person, but then it's actually so much happening according to a RIBEA ELISE process. And that's what I wanted to say for today about all the things that women business owners find themselves busy with. And then they think it's a good joke and a good laugh and everyone must get strong about it. And RIBEA say, no, everyone, it's not about everyone getting strong about it. These things that some business owners do are really oppressive to countries. And it's really sometimes causing wars and disruptions. And some countries have really tried for years to get out of war arguments and aggressions. Yeah, some Aisha women in the Muslim countries have to cover their faces because of what we call, I call it a four-face, I call it a Malvina four-face process sometimes. A Malvina four-face means it's woman looking the same, and it's explained in Malvina's Aisha business, not necessarily explained in that, but it includes that. And then those women are having processes, but the processes can sometimes be oppressive and disruptive. and it's been war processes for years. In South Africa, it's a ISA. There's a lot about the ISA processes on earth. ISA processes disables you and it dysfunctions you, and disables television users to oppress households. Half of New Zealand Maoris are disabled, yes, under those processes. So it's a lot about those processes. And New Zealand are educating themselves to not oppress themselves under processes that are already so much oppressive. Like the auntie, there was an auntie in our community, her name was Auntie Aisha. And Auntie Aisha was a little bit old, but every time Auntie Aisha came driving by, and there was two Auntie Aishas, the one had a very bad eye accident. I don't know why she gave her name Aisha, the other auntie. Or did her name change, or was really? And then she had a very bad accident, and she had a very bad operation, and she told me about it in 2020 when I met her in South Africa. And the other auntie Aisha was a business. No, other auntie Aisha was also a Muslim auntie, and she used to drive a taxi, and then she would be wiggling, very already. And then I think, why is she still driving the taxi if she's the whole time like someone, who's now kind of disabled or old? And then I learned about the ISA processes. Because every time the one Auntie Isa would be driving by, then Mama Universe calls me outside, natural voice, and then I go outside, and then the auntie would be driving by. So there's a really innocent ISA processes, yeah. And the people that doesn't know about the processes, there's a lot that people can sometimes explain to one another in the international world of processes. Lovely. Now a lemon or potatoes is gonna love one another in this coffee. Now we're gonna do do we say thank you when people give you oppressive food in an oppressive way? Do we say thank you like Cece Winans would say, she believed for this food? RIBEA ELISE, if you give it to me in an oppressive way, in the world are functioning around building a Dubai for themselves. And a Dubai means that in the communication of the spam pro communications, my ASB bank account in New Zealand was under $1 or under $2 for how many consecutive months already. Other than my savings money that I received, before my savings money, it was oppressive in my finances in New Zealand. And it was really straining on my day. When I say thank you under such circumstances, I grew up in church. I've been ministering in church. When I then say thank you for such a communication that comes to me in such an aggressive and oppressive way, no. The Bible says, in Afrikaans, the Bible says, nee, not at all. all the Bible says in an Afrikaans translation, the Bible says so. Nee, stellig nie. Ek sê nie dankie op so 'n manier vir hierdie produk nie. I do not say thank you in such a way for this product. When I appreciate what God is giving me, then God gives it to me in all kindness that I educate in my AWOKH business. And when God hands my AWOKH business communications to me, and it is all of those amazing explanations under leading this generation specifically. In fashion, people say your fashion looks a little bit James Blunt. James Blunt was a musician that was once on the platform to be receiving a Grammy Award, and the next moment he was off of the Grammy Award list. And RIBEA ELISE, in a James Blunt way that James Blunt said, RIBEA ELISE is beautiful, but beautiful in this world means an oppressive process. And when James Blunt was singing that song many years ago when I was in Auckland, New Zealand in 2005, 2006, and James Blunt was singing, "You are beautiful." Then RIBEA was singing in a household. And the people had a big screen television. And the people had a recliner chair. And James Blunt's song came out in that very season. And I listened to it for the very first time. And I was standing in the people's door. I think it was somewhere in the north or somewhere here in Howick area. And while I'm standing in the people's door, the people press play on James Blunt's song, and the song says, "The process looks very beautiful, but no one is fooled by the beauty requirement around such processes." And RIBEA stands, and I fall in love with that song, "You're beautiful. You're beautiful," he said. "You're beautiful, don't be fooled by it." And I learned in that year and day to not be fooled. And I remember losing my firstborn daughter just after that season. And even then, I've learned to not say thank you under oppressive communications. The communication comes to you in a kind way, and the product is $1, and I'm anyway gonna go and buy it because my universe have made it there for RIBEA ELISE, like the sister in church that said the food is gonna be on your table, not the food necessarily, but your beautiful shoes that you are wearing. God is showing the sister those years that I'm wearing the most amazing shoes. And the sister said, and while she had a dream, and I was walking in this amazing, stunning shoes, I didn't realize that it was my AWOKH business shoes and all of the shoes that God has blessed me with. And while the process requires me to accept the oppression way that I've received the flour in my house today, with not having money in my bank account, with feeling oppressed and humiliated, with feeling abused and corrupted, I cannot say thank you under such a communication of oppression. And I say, everyone, I am not a person who's difficult, but we learn and communicate these processes in ways that are fine for us as the people. Because people bother to buy around certain people, and they exclude other people out of the process. And so humanity builds this world around the CC Winans face that oppresses someone else's face. And the people bold around us like that, and we say, "Nee, stellig nie." No, stellig nie. Not at all. We do not at all accept in an abusive, oppressive way a plate of food on your table and then you must say thank you about it. Definitely not. You give it to us in a kind way. We serve a universe that has provided for everyone kindly. Now we're going to do our pumpkin. I heard people saying in my radio class, in the house computers. I heard someone saying, and I had a good laugh. And I exactly know because while they said it, my universe was explaining it to me. Doreen has a cousin that's name is Estiana. They call her Stiala. Where's my cup? Let's switch on our pumpkin. Everyone, half a teaspoon of salt. You know the universe is like a baby. When you teach the universe to oppress RIBEA ELISE, then everyone in the universe do that. The universe functions exactly like a baby. And that's where our business is still on social media to educate our mama Anna Philander's birthroom. Otherwise, I probably would have done my business already differently. I probably wouldn't have been so much on leading this generation discussions, and my leading this generation videos would have probably been sold through the podcast, right? Of making those recordings available. But I am still on social media to educate a generation of world that educates information into the universe. When they say information into the universe exactly functions like that. The universe is like a baby. Humanity's communications is like a baby. The universe receives the communication that humanity educates it, and that comes from humanity and that comes from itself, and the universe releases information again amongst humanity. And if I am not on there defending my cause of right from wrong, requirements, my opportunity of choice, that is what type of person is my Mama Anna Philander's house. Our house would not necessarily go and oppress someone. Our house would not necessarily go and be abusive. You know, your right from wrong opportunity of choice is exactly our Mama Anna's womb. And it's exactly that I require to educate the international world and to speak that communication into the universe, and that communication exactly educates right from wrong in a fine way. Because such is the functioning of this universe. When we learn that the celebrities educate and send information in, and then we have been given the opportunity as human beings to also share information in to the brain communication function of the universe, so that the universe can function in oneness. Rather than one person sharing information and Dubai is building a Dubai on it because his teams are sharing information and Rubia's teams are just sitting by and listening. And like all of the celebrities say sometimes in America, they have really a good vacation in Dubai. And Dubai goes on as well. They say they don't go only when they south. And we can believe them. Sometimes I don't actually believe it. Why? Because they came to oppress my finances. And they were a whole team of international people. It was not Muslims, because the Muslims are explaining me something totally different in the universe, Messiah. The Muslims are explaining to me the war countries. And other people are coming to explain to me in oppressive ways by trying to oppress me. So how we listen, yes, we learned really on a Chinese post that says how we listen is very, very, very important. So when we listen fine, then we won't find ourselves having to the whole time defend our cause, What we learn in our businesses is we live in a world where we're not going to the whole time defend our cause. I'm going to put this up on a 1 year. Thank you. Because that's something really needs to cook on the bank level plate, and then it cooks lovely. When we communicate we don't communicate in saying that we are having to defend our cause the whole time, being human beings. We don't live our lives and our days having to defend our cause the whole time. We need to learn to release the processes, but then you be like in a work business that educates in your business. Whatever you educate, are you in your business. But release the process. Don't be paranoid. Don't try and defend the whole time. Don't try and be there to the whole time. Check what is happening amongst the international processes that can sometimes be oppressive. But we learn to release the process and to be functioning in our normal business days. Pumpkin is on the plate number 1, everyone. And like we always share our pumpkin, we're not going to probably share it today. Making a lovely rice, spicy rice. Not too spicy, it's really not spicy, otherwise Kiara can't eat it when it's too spicy. So advice to everyone, be cautious. Another thing, earthquakes. God be with the Taiwanese people. Earthquakes are caused when the processes and functioning amongst humanity goes wrong. And that's where the right from wrong. So you can't go and blame Mama Anna Philander's house if there's really nothing to blame the household about. Such, I've educated on my leading this generation explanations what results into wars. It's never that someone wants to take over the world. No, the world is a one world functioning. The universe functions in oneness. And when there's a process on earth that is not right and that is not fair, then the universe releases almost like a penalty. And when the force of the universe releases a penalty, then we need to allow ourselves to function right in processes, in everything required. The universe is very sensitive. Sensitive to its right from wrongs and sensitive to everything. Nothing is ever wrong, but everything are educated in the right from wrong. Nothing that we ever do are wrong, but everything that we learn by how the universe functions is a right from wrong function. If we all know y'all shouldn't oppress household, then don't oppress a household. Don't put a household in poverty if y'all are not meant to. There's so much that we're going to educate on this. Oh, but butterfly, creature, and loves them. Okay, go ahead. But we're also going to educate. Yes, not about the functioning of the universe. I could say a lot of things, but I'm really not going to educate about the functioning of the universe. But what I am going to educate is around these explanations, yes and no. And one of our posts, the process of purpose. And the process of purpose. And the process of purpose, I am gonna educate around these, more around certain processes and explanations. Let me quickly get my problem here. Y'all gonna wanna see what our company's doing here. What's the loudness? I'm gonna put it on a plate. Number. So they get the lower. Pumpkin lava rice is also ready. And that's what our pumpkin is doing. Oh, it's so lovely. That's our sugar, 4 tablespoons of sugar, 4 to 5 tablespoons of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of butter, and then that lovely sauce. We can actually put a chili to that. What's a chili gonna do to our pumpkin? Let's talk about it. Everyone, that's now a pumpkin. Now we're gonna put it on the lower level of cooking. This pumpkin is loving us. We quickly preparing our rice. gonna be by the camera side now. Recess and recess, and let's talk recess and recess. And let's open for a talk recess and recess. Recess and recess. Orlando potato. We need to leave this juicy so wide so that when we warm up, I'm going to get it later. And then the juicy is gone. Everyone, that's ready. That's our pumpkin. Now we're going to warm the pumpkin later, so we're going to use this plate to do our rice so that we can conclude the video because our lamb is looking lovely. Let's quickly check what we're going to do with our rice. We cook our rice today. Only thing that we do with our rice that we always do is a good carrot, grated carrot, a good chopped onion, a good dash of butter, and only this half of chili, right? We've already prepared our rice, and that's our type of rice today that we are going to add to our rice flavors. What flavor are we gonna add? We're gonna add only some oregano. Oregano herb. Oregano is like a mixed Italian herb flavor. And it's another flavor, and we want to put our chili in that. Did you learn? Yeah, someone didn't learn to always. Thank you for someone saying that. May they always say that. But still, why? Because we can be very hard sometimes in America. But America can sometimes have processes that we need to be harsh about. When our mothers look like their mothers and they are oppressing the process, then we have to be harsh because such a process no one oppresses. Because in our house, our children didn't grow up fighting. And when we look like them, and their mothers look like us, or like our mothers, then it's the same universe presence. And when there's jealousy in any one of the human function, then it's got to do with the human beings having to also get their attitudes right on time. And in Saturday, we don't say Sissy Winans have anything to do with the Sissy Winans that looks more glossy. She looks glossy, and she looks gorgeous, and my sister Antoinette looks gorgeous, and everyone can look glossy in their own way and day. But don't let the glossiness be oppressive to a RIBEA ELISE. That's what we are saying. And if people have had years of process of glossiness because it was a Malvina process of American women that looked like Malvina and that ran into RIBEA ELISE's house. Now Sissy Winans is standing in front of RIBEA ELISE. Because I've been in church And when it's you standing in front of me, when I open my mobile phone on YouTube, then it's probably sometimes you. When my next door neighbor played the video and it was CC Winans, then it's probably you. And if it's you and it's really not you, then the team around you needs to get their process as well.
Can I use some microwave?
Just a moment, quickly. Just a moment. Just a moment before we dive into some
Okay, okay.
we need some lemon juice, let's get us running out. Or avocado, yes. Let me quickly get my mobile phone. I don't know if the mobile phone is going to stand the test of time, but I think we're going to switch the microwave on. Can I quickly get my mobile phone there? Let me quickly handle this. Because otherwise this mobile phone is not going to withstand the test of that. Today is the middle of the month. The end of the year, the Dorian's job gives lovely grocery vouchers. So if we don't have enough money, and if our circumstances are difficult, then they give the employees grocery vouchers. And that's a very good initiative of them. Let's quickly say our rice before I'm going to conclude with this video. That's where rice I ate today. It's lovely, it's full of colors. And that's where our rice seasoner at. We have to be so cautious in our kitchen. I'm very cautious. That's why I love to be alone in the kitchen, yeah. I love to be alone. Even if it's not a live stream video cooking, then I'm also loving to be alone. There's a chili in, there's a grated carrot in, there's a chopped onion in, there's oregano spice in. And oregano spice is the flavor in all of these flavors because we're going for the natural flavor of this today. And that's where our rice are at. We're gonna go check if there's more chilies in our garden. I'm gonna take you out on a quickly on a chili roll. Pumpkin is lovely also. That's good. And when because of my grease, we're gonna share the lamp when we are done. Our lamp is gonna need our attention. So we're only searing our pumpkin and switching our stove off, and we're just putting our pumpkin quickly on there again. So that's our pumpkin that we have to do for today, and that is our lovely pumpkin is switched off on that plate because we have switched it up, and then we're quickly gonna go on the garden before we're gonna conclude this video. Ooh. What is our watering? What is our chops doing? More potatoes. Our chops are soft, soft, soft. Chili garden for no poisonous mushrooms in our garden. We're growing our potato and not our lamb. Oven grown. Oh, little my Our lamb is ready. Everyone, that's now we're gonna quickly go to the chili plant. What are we doing with our lamb? So we're only going to grow because we've got a packet of sauce that we're gonna pour over our lamb. I'm only gonna now throw this in the oven. That's the plainest that I get with this dish today. And I'm gonna put the sauce in the potty sauce. I'm gonna quickly drizzle the sauce over this. And then it's quickly going to grill in the oven in our greasy dish. When we have our greasy anything with that. Tastes amazing when it's done. Yes, it might look like a greasy plate. Yeah. You want to have right here, right now. It means that I'm cooking anything and everything. But it means that it comes out very nice. So let's do this juicy bit of this lamb. Because we actually want to only grill the potato and then we're going to make a packet of juice to have our lovely food. You're warming my Wi-Fi with the energy. So that juice is going over. We're gonna grill that quickly in the oven, and then we're gonna have because we're only grilling the potato. We don't want nothing to happen to that lamb. We want the lamb nice and soft because we have enough sauce. We only want the potatoes that are on top to grill quickly. Other than that, everyone, we quickly while we're doing that, let me put my phone aside. Because Kiara is still doing a popcorn and the popcorn doesn't want to come right because he didn't share popcorn with me. Yeah, because yesterday you didn't share the popcorn with me. Food's ready. The popcorn didn't come right. Lovely. Chili plant. Now our oven is grilling that lovely potatoes. Lovely. What do we have in our garden? Let's check if there's a chili. Yay! There's a chili, everyone. So where's the chili plants? So where we at with the chili? How many chilies do we have there? Oh, that's a baby one. Where's the other chili? Where's that? Oh, there's some lovely chilies. It's good that we came to the garden now for these chilies. Lovely. 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 And if we didn't take the chilies, then the chilies, when we lose out on these chilies. Maybe one. Look at these lovely chilies. Look at that one waiting for us. Who is it now? This one. Oh, looks lovely. Oh, there's one. Oh, wait with that one. Okay, those two plants. Those ones I always take. That's lovely. There's another plant I want to show everyone. Blossom pea. Like my pink dress blossom pea. That blossom pea looks very nice. It looks very nice. I love it. It's pink. It's hiding there under the stairways. Where I was sitting with my yellow dress. Yes, we're in the pink season of the yellow dress photo on my Instagram of like fashion photos. Other than that, everyone have an amazing fashion day with us also. Yeah. So I'll go looking at them.